You did mention Cara Dune. Let's get into that. I didn't bring it up during my video that I did, which I came out on Wednesday. Cara Dune is a character who is kind of, part of the crew. She's less important than Grief Karga, but and Bo-Katan, but maybe she's like the fifth most important. Okay, after Grogu and Din. What about her character feels like it's missing because she's not going to be in it? She's like part of the New Republic now. She was all promoted. All right. I don't feel like it was that necessary to have her. They felt it was necessary enough to bring her up to explain why she won't be part of the show anymore. You probably could have got away with ignoring it if you ask me.
Yeah, she never been that serious enough to mention because she's barely in the season 1 episode. She's barely in the season 2 episode. She's really not a majority of the show. She's one of the characters that she's a side character that will like pop up every once in a while type of thing. She is not like a reoccurring because I was wondering why they mentioned. I was like, she's not that important to be mentioned that much. She helped out a couple of times. She helped out in one episode of season 1,
and the finale.
Yeah, like 2 episodes. Then in season 2, 2 episodes again. I think 2 episodes.
I thought it was 3. Hey, 2 or 3. All right.
But, it's like, you was just in 3 episodes. You're not that important,
Cole, how do you feel about this?
I level with you, Mando. I need a marshal.
What about Marshal Dune?
After she brought in Moff Gideon, she was recruited by Special Forces.
Cara Dune's character, it was mentioned, but all Din said was, "What about Dune?" Not even Cara, just Dune. Like, one little name. If you blink, you may miss it. What did you think about the addressing of why this character, because the actor Gina Carano isn't going to be rehired? What do you think about the destiny of this character? What they did, was it appropriate? Does it call for maybe she could return later on? You feel like that's going to be?
I mean, it's one of the best things they could do in this situation. I mean, whatever. It's what she did, whatever.
She can easily get recasted though. That's the thing. Her character can easily be recasted, and it's not going to affect much. She's gonna look different.
I mean, maybe somebody who's actually better at acting too. So,
well, I'm not gonna comment on her acting ability, but the recasting, if the character was like Albus Dumbledore, which is important for your Harry Potter movies, yeah, you recast.
Gotta definitely recast.
But this doesn't seem like it does feel like you can do this story and this era of Star Wars without the Cara Dune character anymore. Anyways,
facts.
I like though that she isn't dead. It is what it is. I personally, with the Gina Carano, when I saw what she'd posted and I read it, and it was talking about how things didn't just get to a point where we just killed each other. It was like, I shouldn't misquote it, actually. I'm doing a terrible thing right now. I'll just say, when I read it, I was not negatively impacted by it. I said, oh, this is history. Yes, we learn from historical things. And the message that she was saying was highlighting bad things and recognizing the bad things as bad things. So I don't think Gina Carano's doing anything negative. Now, I may disagree and I may say, well, the people that you're claiming to, the Nazis, they are more in line with the political party you're in line with, actually. That's what I would say. Hey, Gina Carano, I disagree. I actually think that the people that you're pointing out to be the bad guys are acting like the people who you're associating with. That's what I would say to her. But as far as the post goes, just alone, I got no issues with that post. I think it's a useful post. Would we stop teaching history and World War II and how we got to that point? No, we don't. And she chose to use her platform to tell that. Some people do think that she was inciting hate, and I don't.
It's just that.
No, it's just some people could take offense, and all they did was just ask her to tone down a little bit on it, and she refused. So, yeah, I mean, it's her business, then, yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was playing a dangerous game anyways, because, look, when you do try to make statements like that, and look, I didn't think what she said was truly... I didn't think what she said was truly like anything offensive. Now, I'm not Jewish, but even hearing what she's saying about World War II and the situation with Jews and Nazis and stuff during that time wasn't even offensive. I mean, it was definitely highlighting some stuff, but I didn't think it was offensive.
It's on screen right now, right? So this is from her Instagram. She says, Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. And you see how she put an emoji there that is like a sad face. So in no way is she celebrating that. She is actually indicating to us this is a negative thing. And so far, so good. So far, no lies have been spoken. This is true. Neighbors were doing that. And now she goes.
It's like, okay, I can see if people would say, okay, the comparison you made taking a extreme and comparing it to something that's not extreme, but it doesn't take away her point that when people do make statements nowadays, I mean, it's always been this way, but especially with the internet. Let's say someone makes a Chill, you that post. Remember that post you retweeted?
I'll take off my Mandalorian helmet if they recast Cara Dune. Sorry?
Chill, remember that post you retweeted about Issa Rae saying that she
I'm rooting for everybody black at the awards show.
Right, the awards show.
Everybody
got mad at that. They was like,
and last but not least, who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am betting on black tonight.
5 years ago here at the Emmys, you told us that you were rooting for everybody black. Tonight, Issa Rae, who are you rooting for?
Everybody black. Nothing has changed. It will never change.
It was like, oh, she's racist. Like, no, she's just rooting for her people. Because if a Jewish person said that same exact thing, like, I'm rooting for all the Jews at the Oscars to win.
And I would be thinking about what they went through in the 40s, and I would say, well, this is like, a group
if you want the Jews at the Oscar to win, cool. As long as you don't have anything malicious behind it.
And I mean, did she say, yeah, I'm just voting for everybody black, even if I think one it was better than the other? She didn't say it. She's just saying she's rooting
for her own group to win.
Like, yeah, now if people were to just vote solely based on that instead of what you think of performances and stuff, that would be a different story. But that's not what she says. She's just like, I'm rooting for, like, what's wrong with that?
That post.
But see, we saw her. She made a statement that's not even really offensive, and people just straight up dogpiled and stuff and ganged up on her. Like, that's what the internet creates these mobs of people and stuff. People just
and you might as well cancel the whole BAFTAs with their British bias, then, right?
Good point. Trinity with the line of the year. The left resembles it as much as the
right. They both do it. Like, the left, that's what I say. The left and the right, not to get into it too much, they're both cults. They are both literally big cults now. At this point, they are cults. They are weird. If you disagree, if you slightly disagree with what one side thinks, they're gonna be all like, "Oh, you don't agree with me? And cast you out."
No, it's if you don't agree with one group of one side, because even within the sides, there's various groups of levels of dementia.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but like secretly, both these sides want everybody to agree with them, regardless of anything. Like, they won't say it, but that's what they want. That's their goal, and that's where it gets cultish. Because, like, I'm in the middle with my beliefs. I can lean this way, I can lean that way. Whatever policies work better for the country and stuff, hey, I'm down for it. But I am not going to 100% pick a side because it should only be one side. The side of, should be one side, but we're humans. We're so different that we can't get to that point.
So you would never be a Mandalore then, obviously.
I would want to be a Bo-Katan Mandalorian. I don't want to be part of Din's cult because they can't take off their helmets. I need to take off my helmet. Like, JD brought up
what?
How am I supposed to make sweet love if I can't take off my helmet?
Like, come on, it's better.
Are you okay?
You can make sweet love without taking off your helmet.
Yeah, K-Dots, you said
it takes more work.
You say you cry during sex, so I think it's better to keep the helmet.
Yeah. That's right. Thank you for bringing that up, Cole. You cry during sex because you're so damn thankful. You're better off with the helmet on.
Abdul Hassan in the building. Hiya. Back to the Gina Carano postal. All right, let me read the whole thing. So we agreed, or not we agreed. Let me just speak for myself. I took no issue with that first part that we read about soldiers beating Jews. Okay. Neighbors beating Jews.
Yeah, I mean,
now, in quotes.
Go ahead.
Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. Again, this is factual stuff, okay? Even to the point where history is being edited. I would tell her, like, yo, it's that. Go see what's happening in Florida right now with history being edited, and you'll see you're kind of on the wrong side of this matter. But
yeah, because that's the thing with, especially in the U.S., there's a bunch of like infighting and stuff. I get it. The left and right don't agree with each other, but at the end of the day, y'all still both American people, and y'all literally like doing infighting on each other. You guys are literally attacking each other so much, and this is why. Let's say, for example, if something were to happen, that's why I remember when China put that came up with that spy balloon, and just had that spy balloon just like floating around in the country. You know that
it was just a weather balloon.
A weather balloon, but they like think about it. All this infighting we're doing. Let's say if another country just wanted to randomly attack us, we wouldn't even be prepared because we're already fighting each other. See, we're already, and this is controversial, we're giving more of our resources to other countries, and we still have a homeless crisis in America that we still have not even figured out yet.
Yeah.
And there's other
that's why
countries that
Putin
have
started
already
the war, though.
handled this way better.
Right?
You know, you're on panel with 3 Canadians, right? He keeps saying we and our, and I'm like,
the U.S., the U.S.
Again, though, kiddos, that's why Putin started the war, because he saw the U.S. in chaos and Trump and Biden doing all that stuff, and he's like, yeah, they're in chaos, they're fighting each other, now's the perfect time. And he also kind of underestimated that they wouldn't.
This is supposed to be about the show, not politics.
We kind of got there because it is supposed to.
Chillmonger brought it up.
She says, how is that any different from hating someone for their political views? And to her, I would tell her that your political views, that you're specifically the one that you're in line with, they are very Nazi-like. That's what I would tell her. However, everything she's posting is cool. And then there's also a picture. I should probably scroll down to show you that. And this can show you people rounding up their neighbors. It looks like she's damaged on her mouth there. Or it's just dark around her mouth. But, you know, there's someone going through it and it's looking rough. Okay. And I think there's music playing because of that that little icon on the right side. So that was her entire post. Like someone just wrote earlier, it was because it was the final straw. And they didn't want to like deal with their sensitivity training.
They got mad at her because she's calling them out. Everybody who got offended by that post got offended because they were called out and they knew it. So to try to dismiss it, they're attacking her. Whatever. They were called out. They were ticked off.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Everybody does. Look, I ain't gonna lie. There's been some. I'm gonna say everyone remembers it, but I won't say his name. Remember the individual that everyone remember? Like we all remember, right? Chill, you remember it?
Yo, my channel is not the call out other people channel.
I'm just giving an example. I'm not trying to call them out. Just saying. You remember it? Everybody remember it? Okay.
Yes.
Now I was encouraging people to go and hey, roast this guy. I was encouraged because I was like, okay, that's a dumb statement. You gotta get this. It's like saying Dragon Ball Evolution is a good movie. I'm going to encourage people to, without doing all the extra stuff, you can politely insult somebody without taking it too far. You can go politely insult this person for saying Dragon Ball Evolution is a good movie. Just don't say nothing heinous. Don't tell them to, literally do a certain thing to themselves.
What do you propose?
You can roast people.
I'll do it.
You just have to change the words around.
You can roast people without taking it too far.
Yeah. You just have to change the words around, K-Dots. Like instead of saying drive off a cliff, you just say, hey, if you drive off a cliff, I wouldn't be sad. You just change the words around. Yeah, good job, K-Dots.
You are twisting my words, Sean.
T-Virus Terrence says there's only one side I'm on. And I'm on the side of keeping the helmet on. KG says, yeah, and I wish more people on each side would just realize that most people are nuanced and not extreme. Yeah.
It's the loud minor small majority, small minority. That's all. It's just
I won't even waste my time arguing politics with anyone.
Yeah.
I'll discuss it, argue it. No, because I'm not really gung ho behind any politician specifically, anyways.